Is there a relationship between vegetarianism and mental illness? Vegetarianism has been increasingly more popular in Western countries over the last few decades. In countries like India, 35% of people are vegetarians due to religious or cultural reasons. Considerable minority has become complete vegetarians in the last few years in many Western countries. Estimates in the US and the UK report that about 3% of people are vegetarian, respectively, in each country. Many studies have been done in the last few years to study the effects of vegetarian diet on physical health and nutrition. In many studies, they have found that vegetarians are in better physical health than meat eaters compared to national averages. This might be due to less fat consumption in a vegetarian diet, as well as vegetarians are more health conscious about their behaviors. However, little data is known about the relationship between vegetarianism and the effects on mental health. In a German study, they had three hypotheses about the association between mental health issues and vegetarianism. First, is there a biological effect of the diet and its influence on the brain processes, which may lead to an increased risk of mental health issues? Next, perhaps people's traits and psychological characteristics may independently influence the choice of choosing a vegetarian diet. Lastly, developing a mental disorder may increase the likelihood of choosing a vegetarian diet. There are only 7 studies that look at the association between mental health issues and vegetarianism. However, they are only based on self-report and no clinical diagnosis. Also, they're not composed of representative samples, only composed of adolescents, young adults, or from a special sample. In the German study, the researchers wanted to look at the effects of vegetarianism on mental health in a wide sample with people of different ages and genders. There were 4,181 participants in the study. Participants responded to the German National Health Interview, an examination survey conducted in 1998 through 1999. The survey was designed to provide representative data on major somatic and mental disorders. People who answered the survey ranged from 18 to 79 from 130 communities in Germany. 53.4% of the participants were women, which equaled 2,234 female participants. There were 3 groups in the study, which were completely vegetarian, predominantly vegetarian, and non-vegetarian. On average, the vegetarians were younger, predominantly female, and more likely to be single. The vegetarians were more likely to live in urban areas and have an advanced high school education. The questionnaire consisted of physical and mental health-related questions about individuals' behavior. In the survey, the question to assess vegetarianism was, do you currently follow a vegetarian diet, or did you follow a vegetarian diet in the past? Individuals could answer with no, never, yes, completely, or yes, predominantly. Then, participants had a clinical interview with a psychologist or physician for an average of 65 minutes where their mental health was assessed. There were 4 mental health categories, which included depressive disorders or anxiety disorders such as a panic disorder, specific phobia, or OCD, somatoform disorders and syndromes like a pain disorder, or eating disorders such as anorexia or bulimia. The researchers created a non-vegetarian match sample composed of 242 participants, which was the same number of vegetarians and predominant vegetarians from the whole sample. The match sample was about the same demographics of the complete vegetarian sample. Ultimately, vegetarians showed higher rates of anxiety disorder, depressive disorders, and somatoform disorders. Mental disorders were diagnosed before change to diet, so becoming a vegetarian does not cause mental health issues. Limitations of the study included the fact that many Germans do not consider poultry to be meat, so some vegetarians might eat chicken or pork, which in many nations is considered to be meat. Also, there are limitations to self-reported surveys because researchers can never be sure if the participants are telling the full truth. The prevalence rates of vegetarians were 15% higher for all the disorders. In the future, there needs to be more vegetarians represented in the sample. In the total sample, only 1.3% of the over 4,000 individuals were complete vegetarians and 4.6% were predominantly vegetarians. Thank you.